Okay, I'd like to call the budget hearing to order. They're tweeting. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Melissa?
Here.
Mr. Beckman?
Yes.
Mr. Giatti?
Yep.
Mr. Roccarino?
I'm here.
Mr. Max?
Here.
Ms. Walker? Present. Mr. Tarjan?
Alright. Alright, so our budget hearing for FY19. This will be the third time we're looking at the budget, but this is our final hearing before the board takes action on it. So our beginning fund balances are healthy. We're looking at about $2.3 million. We typically do not levy in capital projects report. So our estimated revenues this year for our local sources, property taxes, investments, tuition, fees. Our statewide sources, and again, I have to stress to the board, these are pretty specific paths on how we can spend the money. A lot for special education, bilingual ed, transportation for our students that are outsourced, and then our federal sources, our Title I, which was a decrease this year. When you look, we have about 83% coming from local, a little bit larger on the state. I did send an article to the board today. There was an article in the Herald about the funding mechanism and how much schools are funded, and we're considered at about 87% funded through the new state model. So that did up our state allocation a little bit. We did see a little more money on what was formerly general state aid. And then our estimated expenditures, our salary and benefits, our purchase services, a little higher this year due to all the construction we had in the school, the abatement, sources and materials, supplies and materials, capital outlay, other objects. Some things in the other objects were part of our safety and security system, went into that. So our estimated expenditures, some expenditures that we started with our building projects this last fiscal year, we did not receive the bill until this fiscal year, so they had to go on this fiscal year budget. So you'll see that we do have an expenditure deficit. However, we do not have to do a deficit reduction plan. We do have enough money from our reserves to cover that, and since we don't have a rolling budget, that again was money that we allocated last year to start some of our projects. And there were a couple unexpected expenses, even though we did adjust the budget in June for some special education expenses that we had. Is there any questions from the board? Public? Okay.
No other comments? Okay, I'll close the hearing. Okay, now I'll call to order the regularly scheduled meeting. Welcome everybody. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's do another roll call just in case anybody slipped out.
Mr. Melissa?
Here.
Mr. Beckman?
Here.
Mr. Giatti?
Here.
Mr. Roccarino?
Here.
Mr. Max?
Here.
Ms. Walker? Present. Mr. Tarjan?
Okay, do we have any public comment?
Well, I just wanted
to speak to you guys as a representative of our teachers about how things have been going for us this school year. I've been sitting here in all these meetings, over the past year about the technology and everything, and now that it's been implemented, I just kind of want to give you a general idea of what it's like to work with that on a day-to-day basis. I wanted to start by thanking the board and administration for our first Institute Day. We got fantastic shirts, Team Pinoyer, that are just adorable. You guys fed us, which always makes everybody happy, so thank you for all of that. That was wonderful. As far as the technology goes, these badges have been fantastic. Nobody ever gets locked out of the building anymore. I can run across from my room to the PE without having to prearrange to unlock the door for us. It's just something that small has made such a huge difference for those of us that go outside with the kids. These speakers have been a really neat thing. For the first time ever, after 21 years of teaching, I've had kids say to me, "Mrs. Atkins, it's 1:40, reading time is over now." Like, they're actually aware of the time, and I think that's wonderful for their development and everything. So it's really been great. And Dr. Kapta was just telling me about how everybody's on time, so their specials and everything, they're all the same, and that's really fantastic. The phones have been a bit of a learning curve. They're really neat, but none of us are really used to them yet. I just realized the other day I turned my volume up so I could really hear it when it rings. The kids are happy to tell me there. But previously you have the whole beep and the whole class has to stop everything, and Denise or whoever tells you a message. She called me the other day to tell me my student I sent down had thrown up everywhere, and can I send his books down. And that didn't have to be something that the whole class knew. So it's a nice way of preserving student dignity as well, to be able to have these private conversations, on the phone without it just being announced over the PA. We did our intruder drill, and not one of us thought to use the all call, which I just used for the first time yesterday after I called Denise and asked her to do it. And she's like, you can do that too. So there's a bit of a learning curve just because we're not used to it, but it really is a neat technology and a wonderful thing to have. I'm not working with one of the touch panels that the middle schoolers are, but I've seen them a little bit in action, and they're really, really cool. We've asked administration to give us a little bit more training on them, and so they're doing that for them on Monday, so they can really utilize them to their full, capacity. That'll be really neat. The iPads and stuff that we have, I teach 3rd grade, and they've rolled them out for 3rd to 5th, 1-to-1, and it's an amazing thing for the kids to be able to have access to technology now and be able to take them home. So we have our boot camp tomorrow night, and after parents come and sign away their life and spend some money, they can take them home. And it's just a wonderful resource to be able to give children, they don't have any excuse on why they can't get anything done. So, these things have really made a big difference to us in day to day, and I want to thank you for supporting us and giving us those kinds of neat and current day technology that really have made an impact on us and our students here. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Bill?
Second.
David? Roll call, please.
Mr. Malusa?
Yes.
Mr. Beckman?
Yes.
Mr. Tiardi?
Yes.
Mr. Lafayette?
Yes.
Mr. Matz?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Tarjan?
Yes.
On your break.
We just have a short video of our first day of school. I think some of you will recognize them.